All right, let's see if this Rube Goldberg machine works. Howdy y'all. Long time no speak. I don't know what you know me as, but now I am Chris from Blamcon and Props 3D. The last 5 years, I've actually been on another channel. Well, I haven't actually. I've only been on that channel for a few years, but for the last 5 years, I actually have been doing Props 3D as kind of a fun project that I do basically for the community on top of my job. And it's making 3D models of cool things. If you've been on this channel way back in the day, you can see I've always been making cool things. And essentially, I scaled it up into a full-blown hobby. And I've been giving away all the 3D models to the community. I've been writing code to make them all interactive. Here's a good one. This was actually screen used on Bucketheads. This is my cast and crew medallion. But basically, this is a Star Wars E11. Pull back the charging handle. Heard that? Full lighting effects. Hold down the selector. Stun. Hold it down for 3 seconds. Don't know if that'll get me copyright infringed or whatever. The YouTube has become a different game. Just turn that off. However, in the last few years, through my endeavors at Props 3D, I've sort of built a circle of makers, including my good friend and buddy for many, many years, Craig. He is just a savant at writing code. Mike is the display builder for the one and only Toy Traders. He's actually the one who did the paint here. And my good buddy Beaks from Beaks Builds. He has a YouTube channel. I highly recommend you go check that out as well. The dude built his own CNC machine. He is a mad genius. So between us, we've put all our heads together in what can be the Uber project, and it just threw us all back to our childhood. This is a 3D printable universal arcade light gun. Remember Duck Hunt? How you got the light guns and then all the way up to the PlayStation when you had the gun con and disappeared. Reason for that is LCD TVs. Didn't work anymore. You couldn't get these scan lines to create a little box that said where you hit on the screen. That was really well timed with the machine, and can't do that. LCD TVs, LED TVs, the timing's all off, so it just wouldn't work. But this is an infrared light gun. It uses a 4-point infrared system attached to your TV. And once you've done that, it's not only as good as the old light guns, way better. Pixel accurate. So these aren't just, clicky light guns. They're actually fully interactive. Wait for the cursor to come up. Semi-auto. Full auto. Charging handles even reciprocating. Oh, here. Hooked up a whole bunch of cameras for this. The charging handle go. Magazine. Pull to reload. Directional stick in there. I'm doing semi-auto and full auto with the selector switch on the other side. I did a dozen of these. Got a revolver. The working hammer. Yeah, hammer clacking. Classic props. You don't recognize this. This is the Auto 9 from RoboCop. Slide actuates. Got a pump action shotgun. The pump working. I got a dozen more already working. And you can see all the props around me. These are all things I've designed. Even things like Fallout 4 laser pistol. These are all coming as like a 3D printable prop, then an interactive prop with like lights and sounds, and then as a light gun. So I'm essentially doing that kind of trifecta with all of these. And for all of that, the models and code are all free. We're going to be selling kits, completed light guns, doing runs on the RPF of the best and coolest props, and, you know, seeing where that leads. And that brings us to this channel. This channel is going to be sort of, I wouldn't call it the secondary channel, but on the, check the link, by the way, you've got the Props 3D Blamcon channel. That one's going to be reserved for builds, DIYs. I'm going to be making tutorial videos. Go on there, check it out, especially like the Dread Lawgiver. If you want to get into making and building yourself, I do a full tutorial, how to paint, how to prep, how to 3D print, like literally end to end. So that's what we're going to be bringing to Blamcon and Props 3D. And to this channel, this is going to be where I live stream builds. So if you wanted to get into it, but you want to build along with me, join me. Let's do it together. I've got 4 cameras here. Got an overhead build camera. I've got this camera on a crane here. It's all remote control as well. So I can do close-ups and zooms. You want to see the optic there. There you go. And then I got a wireless camera here. There's also, well, I guess it's zoomed in. There's a zoom on here as well. Whee, Wayne's World. All right. So yeah, essentially I've spent quite a while here setting up this little studio. I have a milling machine, a lathe, but all the fancy stuff. But there's sort of a tenet here, and that is you should be able to build it in an apartment. So everything here doesn't require any fancy machines. Soldering iron, a 3D printer, and little elbow grease, and you can make everything we make. I'll still be doing some cool stuff in the milling machine, the lathe, but it's not required. Like this one has a milled charging handle, and you don't need to do it. You just 3D print it. Barrel on that's metal. You don't need to do it. 3D print it. So it's all optional, but I'll still be doing that stuff because everybody likes watching a milling machine. So yeah, I'm back, baby. Thanks for staying subscribed to this channel for all the years. If you forgot it existed, I hope this will, especially in this day and age when, how can we say, the percussive arts are falling by the wayside, you'll maybe be a little excited with me. In fact, at the end of this video, which is probably about 30 seconds, I'm going to play the commercial I made for it. And I'm going to follow that by a little thank you to my Patreons on Props 3D. The Patreon is entirely optional. I do insider videos. It's basically old man yells at camera. But also, you know, it's the stuff I really can't put on YouTube. As well as I share all of my working directories. I only release models after they have tutorials done for them and, you know, they're ready for everybody to do. But those who are adventurous, basically I have a mega folder. It's completely synced with my working directory. So as I do these models and as I tweak around, they'll just appear and you can do whatever you want with them. That's why you're a Patreon. As well as, of course, you know, private chats with me. I don't know if that means anything to you, but, you know, hey, I'm here. Got any questions? So Patreon's all optional. The other thing I do is thank my Patreons at the end of every main video. So I hope you stay subscribed, even though this channel's taken a right turn. It's still related content. And yeah, I look forward to bringing you lots of live streams, lots of kind of insider videos on this channel. And if you are considering or you want to see what this is all about, here is the commercial.
This is Blamcon, a new pixel-accurate light gun system. Real ergonomics, original designs, pure awesome. Blamcon combines the looks, the performance, and the innovation to take light guns to a new generation. Blamcon is plug and play and works with any modern TV and can be set up in seconds. Shoot to the top with Blamcon.
So thanks a lot for sticking with me. I'd like to thank the VIP Patreons, Matthew Klabish, Stephen Barsam, Fernando Diaz of Big Gun Arcades, Philip Daniel of the Light Gun Lunatics group on Facebook, Chris Coolmod, who sells light gun drives that are compatible with these, basically plug and play, CC, Andrew Gergen, Big Homie, James Hargis, Chef J, Thomas Cooper, Jovan Fiddler, Paul Pardee, Racing Fuel, and The Crooked Man. And of course, a huge thank you to all the Patreons and the crawl that follows. Thanks all. Look forward to talking to you more soon.